Hi, in this video, you will learn how to subtract decimals. Let's start by defining decimal. Decimal is a fraction whose denominator is a power of 10 and whose numerator is expressed by figures to the right of a decimal point. Here's an example. This part is a whole number, and this part is what we call as a decimal point. Right after that are already decimals. We call this as the tens place, the hundreds place, the thousands place, and so on and so forth. Just like how we subtract large numbers, decimals can also be rewritten in vertical form. The upper portion is what we call as the minuend, and the lower portion is what we call as subtrahend. Now let's start subtracting decimals. Here we have 0.756 minus 0.62. To subtract this easily, we can rewrite the equation in vertical form. Make sure that the decimal points are aligned, as well as the decimal places. If you notice, the two decimals does not form a nice column. That's because one digit is missing. But that's not a problem. Just remember that if there is no digit in a particular number place, then you can just put a 0. It is really necessary at this point because you need this to get the right track in subtraction. Now, the next step to take is to subtract the numbers, starting from the rightmost corner. 6 minus 0 is 6, so we bring down 6. Here we have 5 minus 2, and that's just equal to 3. Here we have 7 minus 6, and that's equal to 1. Next, we need to copy the decimal point. Just make sure that the copied decimal point is aligned to the decimal point of the subtrahend and the minuend. Last, we have 0 minus 0, or simply copy 0. So, the final answer is 0.136. Let's have another example. Here we have 0.85 minus 0.724. Again, first, rewrite the equation in vertical form. Make sure that the decimal point as well as the decimal places are aligned. And as you can see, the minuend lacks a particular number place, so we need to add 0. Second, we subtract the numbers starting from the rightmost corner. Here we have 0 minus 4. And if you still remember, you cannot subtract a number if your minuend is smaller than your subtrahend. So in this case, we need to borrow from 5. If we borrow 1 from 5, then 5 will become 4. We then add 1 to 0, so 0 will become 10. If you find it hard to follow, then please try to review on how to subtract whole numbers. Now that our minuend is bigger than our subtrahend, then we can subtract. 10 minus 4 is 6. 4 minus 2 is 2. Here we have 8 minus 7, and that's equal to 1. Next, we copy the decimal point. Again, make sure that the decimal points are aligned. Last, we have 0 minus 0, or simply copy 0. So the answer to this equation is 0.126. Here we have 2.5 minus 1.624. Again, first step, rewrite the equation in vertical form and make sure to align the decimal point as well as the decimal places. Now before we forget, it is necessary for us to append 0 over here. Second, we subtract the numbers starting from the rightmost corner. 0 minus 4 cannot be subtracted, so we need to borrow from 0. But 0 has nothing because it's 0, so we need to proceed with the next digit, and that's 5. Borrowing one number, 5 will become 4, and 0 will become 10. But since the other 0 needs to borrow one number, then 10 will become 9, and 0 will become 10. Now we can subtract. Starting from 10 minus 4, the answer is 6. Here we have 9 minus 2, and the answer is 7. Next we have 4 minus 6, but 4 minus 6 cannot be subtracted because the minuend 4 is smaller than the subtrahend. So we need to borrow to the next digit, which is 2. If we borrow 1, then 2 will become 1, and 4 will become 14. Now we can subtract. 14 minus 6 is 8. Next, we copy the decimal point and make sure it's aligned. Lastly, we have 1 minus 1. And the answer to that is 0. So the final answer is 0.876. Here's a quick summary of the steps to subtract decimals.